welcome. Yes, it's another beautiful Monday. How are you doing? Hi, Rita. Good evening. How you go? Yes, how are you doing, sis? Hope you're good. Okay. So, you're welcome to our book reading challenge, day 45. Yeah, I think I'm right. Day 45. Okay, so we are still on the book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Okay, yeah, so it's been an amazing book so far. I mean, we've learned so much. We've learned so much from this book. And just to, summarize what we learned yesterday on chapter 15. Yeah, no, I mean on chapter 14, we learned about, how we can be able to position our subconscious mind, in solving marital problems. Okay, so if you are married right now, okay, this chapter is for you. This chapter is actually for you. If you're married right now, this chapter is actually dedicated to you. Okay, so, and if you're not married, okay, there's still some things you can learn, because it all also has to do with communication. And communication is the key to every successful relationship or friendships. Okay, so this chapter, talks so much about communication, and the whole idea of having a wife or having a husband. Okay, so when you're having the desire to be married, where is your desire coming from? Is it that, oh, if you've got this mental notion that if I have a wife, or if I find a husband, he's gonna make me happy? What's your notion behind getting married? What's your view? What's the perspective, okay, or the perception behind getting married? Okay, so getting married is not what we learned from this chapter is that marriage doesn't bring you happiness. You have to have found happiness before entering marriage or before being married to someone. Okay, so there's so many things. I'm just going to highlight some points which I noted down here. Now, the first one is marriage does not bequeath happiness. People have happiness by dwelling on the eternal truths of God and the spiritual values of life. Okay, so if you're someone who you're seeking to, be happy or be more happy when you're married, you might be going down the wrong lane. You might be going down the wrong lane, because marriage does not bequeath happiness. Okay, it's never guaranteed that you will be happy in marriage. Okay, so it's better to first of all find that happiness, find the root of joy in God's word, in building your relationship with God. Okay, and then you can be able to project that love to someone else, or contribute, or share that love with someone else. Okay, yeah, so then the man and woman can contribute to each other's happiness and joy. Okay, so you bring your own joy into the marriage, and the other person does, and it's overloaded. The joy is overloaded. Okay, so but if you're coming in without that happiness, without that joy, someone else is bringing it in, it's 50% battery, and that 50% battery will not be able to sustain you too. Okay, so so you bring your joy, and your partner brings his or her joy, and then you guys are able to be overfilled with the joy. Okay, so let's see the next one. So if you're looking for the right partner or the right mate, you know, make sure that your the qualities you seek, or the characteristics you admire in a woman or a man, well, okay, make sure that they are aligned in your subconscious. Make sure that it is what you speak, is what you affirm it. Okay, affirm it day by day. Another point is you must build into your mentality the mental equivalent of what you want in a marriage partner. Okay, so if you want to attract an honest, sincere, loving, kind spouse, you have to be one too. Okay, you have to be one too. Okay, so you cannot desire that, oh, I want a loving man, I want a, a sweet woman, I want a kind man, I want a kind woman, and you are not one yourself. Okay, it doesn't work that way. That is what Dr. Joseph Murphy tries to enlighten us on. It doesn't work that way. Okay, so if you want these characteristics in someone, in your future spouse, make sure you've got them inside of you yourself. Next one, you are mentally divorced when you indulge in peeves, grudges, ill will, and hostility towards your marriage partner. Okay, you're mentally dwelling in the era of the bed, in the bed of your mind. Okay, adhere to your marriage vows. I promise to cherish, love, and honor him or her all the days of my life. So if you're someone who, this is for someone who is married, like actually married right now. Okay, how to know that you're already, I mean, divorce starts from the mind. Divorce starts from the mind. Yeah, divorce starts from the mind. So that's what we learned from this chapter. Okay, so when someone says, oh, I want to divorce my wife, I want to divorce my husband, it's not just that day they had that thought. Okay, it's a thought they have been ruminating on, planning on, preparing for. It starts from the mind. Divorce starts from the mind. Okay, so if how to know you are mentally divorced is when you are beginning to have ill will or hostility towards your partner. You're beginning to resent your partner. Okay, you're beginning to have some form of hatred towards your partner. I mean, the divorce has started already. It's only on paper that it's the paper that is pending, paperwork that is pending. Okay, so one thing you have to do when you discover that, oh, you're having some sort of grudges with your partner and all, you need to begin to seek God's help, seek God's grace, because that is a violation of your marital vows. Your marital vows is to love, to cherish through death, through life, through how is the vows, through sickness or health. Okay, so you not adhering to this is a violation. Okay, now another point is a nagging wife is usually seeking attention and appreciation. Okay, so if you are married right now, your husband, and you feel your wife nags you too much, okay, you need to be able to sit down and try to comprehend the whole situation. Why does she do this? Does she have this pattern of doing this before? When did this start? Okay, you need to begin to ask yourself this question. Do an introspection. Okay, because according to Dr. Joseph Murphy, a nagging wife is usually, okay, 80% seeking attention and appreciation. She's craving for love and affection. Okay, praise and exalt her many good points. Okay, so look for many areas where you feel like, oh, your wife does good, your wife really impresses you, she never disappoints. Look for those areas where she does good and praise her for it. Show her that you love her and appreciate her. Okay, now next one, in marital problems, always seek expert advice. You would not go to a carpenter to pull a tooth. Neither should you discuss your marriage problems with relatives or friends. You should go to a trained person for counsel. I feel like that's self-explanatory. Never ever talk about your marital problems with friends or relatives. Okay, the first point of contact should be God. Okay, if you're having any sort of problem with your spouse, no matter how little, talk it out with God. Express yourself to God. Tell God how you feel about the situation. Tell God to open your eyes to see more than you're seeing at the moment. Okay, talk to God. And then the next after that is to talk to a counselor, a marriage counselor, someone who can be able to see the whole situation outside your view, okay? Because you might be having tunnel vision, okay? So you need someone who is on the outside, of your circle to be able to, give the right opinion. And this is a professional, someone who has dealt with, many cases of marriages. So it's better to seek an expert advice rather than going to friends. You might end up discussing your problems with friends who aren't even married, okay? And you might end up discussing with relatives who might be subjective in their thinking, okay, or biased, okay? So it's better to approach someone who can be neutral, who is a professional, okay? Yeah. So who is trained, who is a trained person that can give you the right counsel, okay? Lastly, pray together and you stay together. Prayer is therapeutic. Prayer is actually therapeutic. you know yeah, so pray together with your spouse. Pray together with your spouse. Now, okay, so I'm gonna go off mic for some time, and when I return I will share with you what I've learned. Yeah, so uh yeah, every step of every chapter we take in this book is really mind-blowing. The mysteries, the information is something that, if you go out there you might have to pay for it, but we get it for free in this book, and that's really no it's a privilege. It's a privilege. Okay, so I'm gonna go off mic, and when I return I'll discuss what I've learned. Okay, I hope you're having your book as well. Please make sure you're having your book with you as well. Let's do this together, okay? Because a chapter a day keeps ignorance away. Okay, so I'll talk to you soon. Hi, I'm back. Okay, so this chapter is all about your subconscious mind and positioning it towards happiness. Happiness. You have to make it a habit to be happy. This is me talking to myself. I don't know if you're that kind of person with whom like any sort of little tension or stress, just makes you start thinking about your life like, oh my God, why? Oh God, I'm so tired, I'm so stressed, every little thing that happens begins to, it can ruin your day. I mean, that usually happens to me sometimes, that before. Okay, but when I started, building myself up mentally, I discovered that this is actually something that can be the devil's plan, can be the devil's, tactic to, make me, you know, how will I put it, sink into the darkness instead of God's light. Okay, because in God's light there is no sorrow. In God's light you have to choose to be happy. In God's light there is joy, there is strength, there is peace. Okay, so that's something that I began to realize gradually, and I began to pray, because I must tell you that I used to be depressed. In fact, I don't even know how I got to this point, but I know it was by God's grace and mercy. Because there are some times that when I see my friends or when I see people around me so happy, I would begin to ask myself, like, why is she so happy? I mean, it felt weird to me for someone to radiate that kind of happiness. Like, I would begin to ask myself, like, will I ever be that happy again? Like, it felt so weird, seeing people happy. But now I feel like I'm healing, and day by day I keep getting better. Like, I'm growing day by day. I'm choosing to be happy no matter what, no matter the challenge, no matter the situation. So I love this chapter so much because it encourages us. Dr. Joseph Murphy, the author, encourages us to choose to be happy. And in order to choose to be happy, you have to desire to be happy. Okay, why? You need to ask yourself, why do I need to be happy? Why do I need to be happy? Okay, you have to look at the pros and the cons. Okay, you have to discover that being happy is good for you, not just mentally but physically. Because if you're not happy, you don't get to sleep well, you don't get to eat. If you're not happy, you don't get to, build stronger bonds with your friends, with your family members. It affects every area of your life if you desire to be unhappy. Okay, so you have to discover in it, within yourself, why do I need to choose to be happy? Okay, why? You need to discover it yourself. Okay, and then you make it a habit. So whenever you're encountering any sort of situation whatsoever that is going to counteract, this good habit you're trying to inculcate, you speak to yourself. Okay, you speak to yourself. And I love what Dr. Joseph Murphy says, how you can be able to speak to yourself. Let me just read it out for you. So here's how you can be able to speak to yourself. Okay, so when you open your eyes in the morning, say to yourself, I choose happiness today. I choose success today. I choose right action today. I choose love and goodwill, for all today. I choose peace today. I pour life, love, and interest into this affirmation. And pour life, love, and interest into this affirmation, and you have chosen happiness. So when you're, affirming, do not just affirm because you're just doing it to fulfill all righteousness. No, okay. Make sure you pour life. Make sure you pour love into it. Pour interest into it. Okay, and that's how you can choose to be happy each day. Okay, here's another point. There is tremendous power within you. If you do not know that, you need to know that today. Okay, there is tremendous power within you. Happiness will come to you when you acquire a sublime confidence in this power. Then you will make your dreams come true. You must choose happiness. Happiness is a habit. It is a good habit to ponder often on. The Bible says in Philippians chapter 4 verse 8, okay, whatsoever things that are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Okay, so the things you have to ponder on each day, there must be things that are true, things that are honest, things that are, just, things that are pure, things that are lovely, things that are of good report. Okay, things that are of praise. Okay, not the opposite. Now, next one, give thanks for all your blessings several times a day. Furthermore, pray for the peace, happiness, and prosperity of all your family members, your associates, and all people everywhere. You must sincerely desire to be happy. Nothing is accomplished without desire. Desire is a wish with wings of imagination and faith. Imagine the fulfillment of your desire and feel its reality. Okay? And it will come to pass. Happiness comes in answered prayer. I love that. Happiness comes in answered prayer. So from your heart, desire to be happy. Pray that God strengthen my heart, strengthen my mind, strengthen my soul. I desire to be happy. I desire to be happy. No, I desire. Make sure that you pour in love. Make sure that you pour in interests. Okay? Make sure that you affirm it each day. Okay? I desire to be happy. I will be happy. And see the outcome. Imagine in your mind the outcome of your desire. Okay? Imagine the outcome of your desire. Lastly, you cannot buy happiness with money. Okay, so you hear some people say, oh, if I have $1 million, I know I'll be happy. I'll be the happiest man on earth. I'll be the happiest woman on earth. If I'm given the job of a CEO of a top 5 company in Nigeria or in Africa or in my country. Okay, so the thing is, you cannot buy happiness with money. That is just the thing. Nothing on earth can give you happiness, or no money on earth can make you happy. We've heard of stories where people who have millions, they are millionaires, they're billionaires, and yet there's no peace in their lives. Okay, so you cannot buy happiness with all the money in the world. Some millionaires are very happy, some are very unhappy. Many people with very little worldly goods are very happy, some are very unhappy. Some married people are happy, some are very unhappy. Some married people are happy, some are very unhappy. Some single people are happy, some are unhappy. The kingdom of happiness is in your thoughts and feeling. I love that. I love that. So it starts from your mind. Happiness starts from your mind. Okay? Happiness starts from your mind. So choose to be happy. What will you choose today? What will you choose today? Will you continue to wail? Will you continue to lament? Will you continue to, ponder on the problem? Will you continue to feel dejected and depressed? Choose happiness today. And I pray for as many who are, in the state of dejection right now, hopelessness, you're overwhelmed, you're underwhelmed. I pray for God's peace upon your heart. I pray for God's strength, that the joy of the Lord will be your strength. That as you rest tonight, you wake up tomorrow filled with joy, filled with peace, in the name of Jesus. Okay? You're blessed. You're blessed. You're blessed. Thank you so much for doing this with me tonight. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on our book reading challenge tonight. We're still on the book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. So if you'd like to purchase this book, I recommend it totally for you. If you desire to improve in your self-awareness, self-confidence, self-esteem, I totally recommend this book for you, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you for doing this with us tonight once again. It's another chapter gone, but very enlightening. Yeah. Yeah. So you can see we're almost done with the book. If you've got a book, yes, if you've got a book you'd like to recommend for our next read, please feel free to share in the comments section. We'll be so glad to hear from you. Okay, recommend books. We need to educate ourselves. We need to invest in our minds. Okay, so recommend books. Hi, Sarah. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yes. So, Sarah, if you've got a book you'd like to recommend for us to read next, because we're almost done with this. Yeah. See? Just few pages to go. Yeah, so we're almost done with this. So if you've got a book, Sarah, that you'd like to recommend for us to read, please feel free to share in the comment section, okay? Yeah, it will be so no. Good to hear from you guys. I don't want to always be bringing the books. I'd like to learn from you guys as well. What books have you read? Let's read them together, okay? Thank you, Sarah. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you for always being here. I love you, sis. I love you. Okay, so guys, I'll see you next time, and I hope it will be tomorrow. But till then, take care. God be with you. God bless you. And do not forget, your mind is formidable. Bye. Good night. Bye, Sarah. God bless you. Bye, dear.